Okay. Good morning. We'd like to welcome everybody to the City Council study session for the morning of Thursday, February the 3rd. I'll note that all of our council is present. The first item on our agenda for this meeting is to review our agenda for our Monday, February the 7th council meeting. So, council, if you could please refer to that document. Anyone want to start us out with any questions regarding Monday's meeting?
I'll start with a question.
Yes.
Good morning. I should have asked ahead of time. It's a simple question. However, I don't know. On 4H, the replacement well drilling project, I didn't even know we had wells, and I don't even know what we use them for. So,
No, we have wells all over the city.
okay.
Yeah, it's part of our water portfolio. So every once in a while, they need, all the casings and stuff need to be replaced. So, which is part of our regular maintenance of our wells. So we have a lot of the different aquifers around the city, and we're always looking for new sites out east.
So they feed into the water system that we have? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's another source of water.
Well, learn something new every day. Thank you.
Mr. Brady, is there anything from the staff perspective that you think that you'd like to share with us for Monday?
You know, if I say no, then you're.
Right.
I think this is kind of a
I'll
bread.
caveat that. I was saying I read through it and I didn't see anything.
There's a lot of bread and butter stuff here. There
Yeah.
wasn't, and I
Right.
think most of the zoning cases, you can see those were unanimous decisions. I think that's correct, Rachel, right, by
Yeah.
P&Z. So I'm sorry, we didn't really bring anything too controversial this time.
No, I'm not disappointed to hear that because I read through it and I think it's just a lot of the regular stuff that
Yeah,
we
just
expect.
got to pay the bills and keep the city running here,
Right.
so.
Okay, well, that's okay. I'm sorry, council, before we move on, any questions on the agenda for Monday? All right, we do have a busy morning planned, though, because there is still plenty left to do. The next item on our agenda, item 2, is to acknowledge receipt of various meetings. Is there a motion to do that? Thank you, Mr. Thompson, seconded by Mr. Luna. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, that passes unanimously. The next item on our agenda is to convene an executive session for the city magistrate interviews. Is there a motion to convene an executive session? Thank you, Mr. Luna, seconded by Mr. Thompson. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. That motion passes. So we will go and conduct these interviews, and then we will come back into this room and reconvene this meeting to discuss the outcome of those interviews. So we're now, we'll reconvene for an executive session. We will reconvene our regular study session and conclude our executive session. I appreciate that our 3 candidates are in the room, and thank you for being here. I want you to know that this was a very interesting discussion. We really struggled with this, and I think all 3 of you know why. It's because all 3 of you are amazing, and all 3 of you would make, we desperately wish we could hire all 3 of you to be on our bench because each of you is different, but in wonderful ways. And the thing you have all in common is you all would be great judges. So for those who aren't successful today, please, we hope that at some point you will be on our bench or someone else's bench in the very near future, because you're all have that, obviously you're talented and would be wonderful judges. So before I open the floor for a motion, any additional comments from the council? Mr. Luna.
Yes, I want to echo what the mayor said. You know, I've been here 9 years already, and I think this was the most difficult selection because you all are good candidates. We would love to have you all, all 3 of you, but unfortunately we only have 1 position open. So I want you to know that it was a very challenging decision, and but I appreciate you taking the opportunity to apply for Mesa Courts, and because that really speaks a lot of who you are as a person and who you are in terms of your professionalism. So thank you so much for applying for the position. And Mayor, if it's okay, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion, if that's okay.
Do you want to talk? Any comments before that? Yes, thank you, Mr. Luna.
Thank you, Councilmember Luna. You know, as I listened to you as interviewees, I was just compelled with your compassion, your integrity, and your resumes, and I appreciate all that you've done. And as we vote, it's in no means reflects on your ability to perform as a magistrate or what you're doing currently. But I just want you to know, for me personally, it was a hard decision, and I just appreciate everything that you did as applicant. So, so with that said, I'm very comfortable moving forward at the convenience of the council.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Ms. Spilsbury.
I just want to say too, I think everything everyone just said, you could say like, oh, that's just what people say. That's just what they always say. But legit, that is exactly, like this was a really, really hard decision. Obviously we took a little while because we didn't all agree and it was a lively discussion, and you guys made it very, very difficult for us, and I've only been here for a year, so it was my hardest decision I've had to make, but this was difficult, so I just wanted to echo that.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, thank you. Mr. Looney, do you want to make a motion?
Again, I want to reiterate what Councilmember Spilberry said. The fact that we can work together really speaks to who we are as a city council, and we still like each other. But this is one of the most difficult, interviews that we had, and so. But I appreciate my colleagues on the city council for making the decision that they feel that they have to do. But Mayor, I'd like to make the motion that David Allen gets elected as the next judge.
Thank you, Mr. Luna. Is there a second?
I'll make that second.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Been moved and seconded that Mr. Allen proceed forward with this appointment. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Nay. Thank you. So it's four. Raise your hand if you're an aye. Thank you. Thank you. 4 ayes and 3 nays. So congratulations, Mr. Allen. And again, thank you so much to all of the candidates. As it was indicated by our discussion and by the vote, we really struggled with this, and that's not a negative reflection on anyone. That's a positive reflection on all three, really. So thank you very much. The next item on our agenda, item 4, is our current events and conferences attended. Council members, anything you'd like to share with us? Mr. Luna.
This past Saturday, we had Cops and Bobbers, a family-friendly fishing event in partnership with Mesa Police Department, Mesa Parks Rangers, and Arizona Game and Fish. It was a great event. We had a lot of people attend. We did get recognition nationally by the Police Executive Research Forum, who recognized Mark Martinez. And there's a great picture of him working with a young girl as she's putting a worm on her fishing hook. So that was great. So I'd like to thank Mesa Police Department, and Antonia for coordinating everything. Aaron Spicer, I'm going to forget a name. Just say Police Department. Police Department. Anyway, thank you, Mesa Police Department, for all your hard work and for showing up, and Commander Spicer and Chief Cost was there too. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Luna. Mr. Thompson.
Just real quick, thank you to staff and to Mr. Brady for everyone that came out Monday and spent time with the TARs, Teenage Republicans, out of LD 16. They spent pretty much all day with us down here, listening to the different departments, learning how government works. And then tomorrow at 11 o'clock is the ribbon cutting and welcoming grand opening of Bell Bank Park. So come out and enjoy.
Which is a big stinking deal, as we all know.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yes.
Heredia.
That's where I've been staying the last 5 weekends, so
Yeah.
I know very well Bell Bank Park. So, but just wanted to congratulate the Asian Chamber of Commerce and all the partners and sponsors, the Asian District Night Market. I think they had thousands of people come in from 5 to 10 out there. It's very popular. It keeps on getting, gaining in popularity. Great food, entertainment. So shout out to them. This Saturday from 9 to 5, there's also another Asian festival happening on Main Street in Sycamore. We have a series of booths and entertainment and also the unveiling of the Sycamore Station having a point of interest name changed to the Asian District on the Valley Metro line. So that's a big deal for us, I think, especially for that area. And so come join us 9 to 5, Main and Sycamore, Main and Thompson. Those should be a lot of great food and entertainment options there. So and that's it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Other comments? Vice Mayor?
Yes, the other day, Councilmember Heredia and I went to ASU in the Tempe campus to experience their Dreamscape tour, which is a virtual reality thing. And so we had all this gear from headsets, headphones, a vest, sensors on our hands and feet, and we had an experience of going underwater and rescuing a blue whale. It had the temperature of the air, the vibrations, the sounds. You felt like you're totally immersed in the experience, and also a biology adventure. But I think it really gives us a great preview of the future of virtual reality and how it assists in education and entertainment and research. And I'm looking forward to what goes on in our ASU campus, not campus, but school in downtown Mesa this fall, starting this fall, because they'll be also working in virtual reality. Also, this past week, I had the good fortune to have a couple of members from the Mayor's Youth Committee shadow me, Quinlan Harris and Arden Good, and our future is bright. These are great kids, great ideas, and have great perspectives on our world, and I appreciate their interest in our city government. And this Saturday at the Mesa Library, there will be the Veterans of Washington Escobedo exhibition and a few speeches, and the Buffalo Soldiers will be there, and that's at 11 a.m. Saturday at the main library. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Ms. Pillsbury?
I would feel bad if I didn't mention my shadow from the Mayor's Youth Committee, which was Sophia Bowers, and she was so cute and asked incredible questions, things that I did not think about when I was a senior in high school, so I was very impressed with her. That was a fun experience.
Thank you. Mr. Freeman?
Along with the other remarks, we had Custard with a Cop this past Monday, and we tweaked it a little bit, and we had the fire department just magically appeared as well. So we had 2 engine companies, ambulance company, our fire chiefs. Commander Walker and his team did an excellent job. We had over 100 people come to Andy's Frozen Custard, and a lot of families, and they interacted with our police and fire departments and learned about public safety. The kids even got to squirt water on some of the fire trucks. So it was a fun time and probably one of the most successful that I've had in my district. So thank you to everybody that's coming, and very much thanks to our public safety, police and fire. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. I don't have anything new and different, but I just want to reiterate the Asian night market was you couldn't get a parking place for a mile around that event. It was I was blown away by just the sheer popularity of that event. And so the fact that we're doing it, so here's why I'm saying something. Is the next one on this Saturday is at the Sycamore Light Rail Station. So I honestly think I'm probably going to park at one of the other light rail stations and make my way in, because these events are so popular. Isn't that a great problem to have, is figuring out how to get people in and out of the night market festival. So that was really fun to see. It would be fun. I think.
Park here.
You could park here at anywhere, anywhere and get there. That'd be fun. So it's fun to see that being utilized. The Vice Mayor did a great job of judging the Mesa Hacktivate program a week or 2 ago, but I think that experience was, and I had a great experience helping with that as well. But I just want to thank the city staff and Mesa Public Schools and everyone else who participated in that program. Very similar to the shadowing experience I think we've had with the Mayor's Youth Committee folks. It really extremely impressive young people in our community. Very talented, very smart, very engaged in helping us address challenges that we have. The only other thing I'll mention is that I've been busy this last week or 2 with the lobbying the legislature in my role as the MAG chair on the Proposition 400 extension. And I just want to put that on everyone's radar. This is currently, you know, in committee at the legislature. It passed out of Senate, I forget, earlier this week, but it's still in the House, and this is a critical piece of legislation. We're just asking to have this put on the ballot so that the voters of Maricopa County can continue that half-cent resource that's been going to, that's built everything in our community, all of the freeways and transit systems. So if you know a legislator, make sure they know how important the Proposition 400 extension is. Mr. Brady, what is our schedule of future meetings with that? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Freeman.
Let me ask another question. I saw in the legislature about fireworks, there's a bill being pushed. I think all of our districts might be represented by having excess firework usage all throughout the year, especially in my district and my neighborhood. But I don't know where our stance in that as a city, but something that we might want to, I support that. I think what the bill is proposing to do is empower the cities to have ordinances to that effect to enforce firework.
Well, as I
laws.
read it, was just limiting the hours, that you couldn't prohibit fireworks, it was just the hours that they could be launched.
Well, it said it prohibit the days that you would allow, so it'd be New Year's and 4th of July is what the bill was. So, I mean, we should look into that. But I think fireworks is an extremely issue. Well,
We're
it's-
preempted
it's-
from state law.
Yeah, it's state law preempts what we can enforce. Thanks.
You know, we can, obviously, we can't delve into the merits of that because it's not on our agenda, but we could put it on the agenda if we
Sure.
want to have that conversation.
We could get a
and
briefing
take
on the status of that
legislative-
legislation. We can do that.
Make it part of our legislative agenda, so let's decide if we want to do that. Anything else before we turn it over to Mr. Brady? Mr. Brady, what does our schedule look like?
Yes, so Mayor, just a reminder again, we'll be meeting on Monday, February 7th for our next council meeting. And then the following Thursday, a week from today, is our joint meeting with Mesa Public Schools. And we'll be getting that agenda out, and it'll be at their location. So off of, was that Stapleton University, I think is kind of generally where. Yeah, so we'll get that information out to council. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. If there's nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn this meeting? Thank you, Mr. Thompson, Mr. Luna. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. We are adjourned.